Mario Greco, after more than 180 years of history, Generali is changing itself. In the long term, the implementation of the new strategy is going to be Generali's main challenge. Can you explain what it means, what kind of company you have in mind, and how it will be different from today's Generali?
Now, the new phase for Generali is going to be dictated by the customers. The customers are technologically based, they're interconnected, they use their mobile devices, and they want a high level of service from insurance company similar to what they receive from any other industry. We're aware of that, and we're ready to drive this change of Generali towards the customers.
Being a customer-orientated company means a different corporate culture. How will you achieve this goal, and what do you mean by a new corporate culture?
Yeah, this is a challenging target for us, the one to change. I think we know what to do, we're prepared to do it, and we started already the change program inside the company. We're driving initiatives internally to motivate this change of culture, and we're also measuring constantly these developments towards the customer culture and the customer requests.
And when you talk about a new corporate culture, do you mean both from management and employees?
Absolutely. I don't think there is any difference. One thing, for example, that we started doing was contacting the customers. We want to call them and investigate on how successful it was the relationship with the company. This is done everywhere by management as well as employees in a completely undifferentiated way. Also, the management does this contact, listen to the customers, explain if something was not good, explain what to do, and correct later on the behaviors of the company.
The insurance industry is one of the most important parts of the financial services sector, but some consider it a bit like an antique, less sophisticated. How will Generali be different from that?
Well, because the customers request that, and if we don't adapt, or whoever does not adapt to this will be eventually be eliminated by the customers themselves. So it is now a strive for life, in a sense. We have seen this happening in other industries, so we hope that we can be the first one and the best one to adapt to the customer's request, but it's really a quest for life.
What's the investment story you're selling to investors right now?
Yeah, so far Generali has been a turnaround story. So the investors who purchased the shares of Generali 2-3 years ago were betting or were interested in see the development of this recovery of the company. What we promised today to the investors is that we will drive the company with a particular target on cash generation. So we committed to generate more than 7 billion of cash in the next 4 years, and we committed to distribute to shareholders more than 5 billion as dividends in the next years. These are very interesting numbers. It will represent a growth of dividends above the insurance market and above the peers. And also the cash generation is scale up compared with what we generated in the past years.
Why should customers choose or buy Generali products?
It is a very good question, and I think today every customer will be in trouble to respond to this question because they bought insurance for random reasons. What we think is that in the future the customers will recognize that Generali means a smart and simple company, and both words have a lot of meanings for the customers. Simple is important because insurance has always been very complicated, and now we live in a world where customers have access to many things in a very simple way, so we think that also insurance can become simple. And smart is necessary today. Many things are very smart. Customers have access to goods and services easily and smartly, and we want that to happen also for insurance. So that is the reason customers will choose Generali in the future.
Until a few years ago, keywords like tradition and heritage were the main words for the insurance industry. Which are the new words?
Fast, lean, agile, customer-oriented.
You've called Generali a multinational with a European focus. Would you explain this to all your investors and customers?
We are definitely a multinational company. We are based in 60 countries. We have employees from all over the world. We are rooted in Italy, but we did business always all over the world. Now also, Europe is our main focus. 90% of what we do today, 90% of our customers and turnover is European based. We're known everywhere in Europe. Our logo is everywhere in Europe. It is in Eastern Europe, it is in Western Europe. Part of the Eastern of Europe is the Eastern of Generali itself, or Generali participate or made part of the Eastern of Europe. So there is no doubt that there is a strong connection between Europe and Generali, and we're proud of it, and we base our future on this connection.
Are you concerned about this stock market volatility right now?
Well, of course, there is a lot of volatility in the market, and definitely the China slowdown, it's a concerning issue. I have no doubts that China over medium long term will come back as a high growth economy. But they need to correct, they need now to cool down and slow down the economy and then to start growing again. This will have an impact because China it was the engine of growth in the past years. And so the entire economy now has to readjust to this situation.
In Europe and worldwide, we still have very different regulatory environments. How is this affecting your strategy? And what is your opinion on this issue, especially the level playing field?
Yeah, being a multinational company, we would welcome uniform regulation across countries. To see fragmented regulation or to see even strong differences in regulation is not helpful at all. This is a trend that it's partially re-emerging now because of the crisis where countries try to protect themselves. We hope that this will not continue, and we hope that in the future there will be more uniformity of regulation around the world.
Demographic and climate change are some of the most important issues impacting our society. How are they affecting the insurance industry?
Well, they have a profound impact. Climate influences the catastrophes, the natural catastrophes that happen, and especially make them much more painful than they were in the past. In general, a society which is safer and more stable, it's benefiting insurance, and vice versa, a society which is not. The issue, however, is to be able to understand and manage the impact on society of what we do every day, and this is about the climate consequences, so where we still don't fully understand what we are causing with our behavior on the world climate and the earth altogether.
Thank you.